Hello and welcome back. Today's class is going to be our form and flow. It's a little bit of a level 1 for Primal Yoga. It's a little less dynamic, a little more focused on correct form, holding poses, and to prep you for that next level of Primal Yoga. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start on our backs in a supine position. We're going to lay flat in a comfortable supine position, and we're going to start by centering ourselves for this next hour. So we'll go ahead and start by inhaling and exhaling through the nose, working to find the natural rhythm of your own breath. That natural rhythm is what will guide you through the movements throughout class today. You're taking a minute here to allow the events and actions and emotions of the day to wash away, clearing our mind and allowing ourselves to become present for this next hour. A few more breaths here, breathing in through the nose and exhaling back out through the nose. On the next inhale, we take a nice deep inhale through the nose, filling up that diaphragm, expanding the rib cage. And big exhale back out, letting everything go. Wonderful. We're going to go ahead and start our warm-up. So we're going to start by sweeping our arms back overhead. Legs are reaching long. On the inhale, we're going to lift those arms and legs, and we're going to reaching those arms back, pointing those toes. And on the exhale, we release back down. On the next inhale, we reach, squeeze, tensing the body. And on the exhale, we release. One more time here. On the inhale, we squeeze, reach through the body. And exhale to release. Good. Now we're going to walk our hands and our feet over towards that right side, creating a bend through that left side, extending. And here again on the inhale, we're going to reach through that side body and exhale to release. We're going to do 2 more times. On the inhale, we reach, extending through that left side, and we exhale to release. We'll do 1 more time here. On the inhale, we reach and exhale to release. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and walk those hands and feet over to the left side of our mat now. On the inhale, we reach, squeeze, and on the exhale, release. On the next inhale, reaching and squeezing, stretching to the side, exhale to release. Last time on the inhale, reaching and squeezing, and exhale to release. Let's walk our arms and feet back centered on the mat. And from here, we're going to lift our head gently. Arms are at a hover off the floor. And we're going to squeeze, starting with those shoulder blades, squeezing it back and down the spine, driving those elbows back, keeping that hover off the floor. And then we're going to reach long, maintaining the hover. We don't rest on the ground. Again, squeezing for the shoulder blades and bringing those elbows back and down. Good, and we reach long, and again we squeeze that back, squeeze elbows down to sides. Again, reaching long. 2 more times, we squeeze through the back, bringing those elbows down, reach long. Last time, we squeeze nice and slow, under control, and we reach long. Good. Now from here, we can bring those arms down by our sides. We're going to bring our knees in towards our chest. Give them a nice hug. Maybe you bring your chin up towards those knees. We can rock nice and easy, side to side. Maybe we do some knee circles, bringing them all the way around. We can go in the same direction or we can go in alternating directions, trying to open up those hips. Good. Few rounds through here, maintaining that natural rhythm of your breath. Reverse, go the other way. Wonderful. As we find stillness, we let left leg go long down the mat, keeping right knee in tight. When you're ready, we're going to hug that knee straight back into our armpit. And we're going to hold for a few breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to let that knee fall open out to the right side. Feel free to use a block here if you need it to support underneath the knee. We want to keep both hips and both shoulder blades flat on the mat. We don't want to be lifting up and rolling over, but just allowing that knee to fall open and open up our hip. On the next exhale, we bring knee to center, or inhale, we bring knee to center. Exhale, we're going to cross that knee over the body into a supine twist. Again, using that block here if you need it to support the knee. We're going to extend right arm straight out to the side and our gaze can follow. We want to be able to keep both our shoulder blades flat on the mat. We don't want to be lifting that right shoulder blade off. We hold for a few breaths. Each exhale gets you a little bit deeper into that stretch. Stretching through that lower back here. And on the next inhale, we bring that knee back to center. And we can go ahead and switch legs, bringing left knee up to our chest. Right leg extends long. Give that left knee a hug and pull it back, straight back into your armpit. Stretching through those glutes, through the hamstrings. Trying to open up that hip. And when you're ready, we'll let left knee fall open out to the left side. Again, using that block here if you need it. Each exhale, allowing you to get a little bit deeper, open up that hip. And on the next inhale, we bring that knee back to center. And on the exhale, we let it fall across the body into that supine twist. Now left arm goes long out to the side. Our gaze can follow. We can use that block underneath that knee if we need the extra support. Making sure left shoulder blade stays flat on the mat. We're not lifting it up. And we hold for a few breaths. Each exhale gets you deeper into that twist. Opening up that lower back, stretching through those glutes. On the next inhale, we bring that knee back to center. We're going to bring our right knee to meet left, and we're going to extend our legs straight up to the sky. Arms can come down. And we can use some movement in the ankles. We can point and flex those feet. Maybe we roll some circles through the ankles. Whatever movement you need right here. Good. We're going to go ahead and put our hands right on the back of our hamstrings, just underneath the knee. On an inhale, we straighten those legs. And on an exhale, we squeeze them closer to our chest, keeping legs straight. Inhale, we let those hips down, release, and we straighten. Exhale to bring those legs closer. Inhale to straighten. And exhale to squeeze. Wonderful. We'll release those hands. Legs are still up to the sky. We bring our hands reaching straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to do a few dead bugs. So we're going to lower all opposite leg and opposite arms. So we'll go left leg comes down, right arm reaches back. Bring them back up. And we switched. Right leg down, left arm back. Bring them back. We switch. Left leg, right arm. Bring them high. Right leg, left arm. Bring it high. We're going to go through this a few times. Feel free to move at your own pace if you need to go faster or slower. But we're engaging our core. We're working that range of motion. Control through the hips and the shoulders. We want to build strength through our full range of motion. Here we go. Let's go one more time, each side. Wonderful. We meet at the top. Arms can come down, and we're going to bend into our knees and plant them on the ground. Good. Now from here, we're going to lift our right leg high to the sky once again. And we're going to bend our knee and cross right ankle over left knee into a supine figure 4. And if you need more of a stretch here, we're going to reach through. Our right arm goes through the gap. Our left arm reaches around, grabbing that hamstring of our left leg. And we're going to lift that left leg up. Bringing it in towards our chest. We want to be feeling that stretch to the outside of our right hip. Good. We can straighten into that left leg, squeeze it back. Exaggerate that stretch. Bend that left knee, bring the left foot back to the floor. We're going to uncross right leg, bring it down to meet left, and now left leg goes high. Bend the knee to cross left ankle over right knee. Again, reaching left arm through that gap, right arm around, grabbing the hamstring, and we bring that leg back, stretching the outer left hip. Maybe you straighten into that right leg. Give yourself a bit more of a squeeze. Every exhale, you should be able to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Good, we can bend that right knee, let the foot come down to the floor. We uncross left leg, it meets right. We want to try to bring those heels just a bit closer to our butt. We're going to roll our shoulders back and down the spine. We're going to hit a few dynamic bridge pose. If you'd like, you can grab the edges of your mat, or you can have your hands simply down on the floor. We're going to ground through our feet. We're going to engage our core, our hamstrings, our glutes, and our lower back. We send our hips high to the sky. Hold for a breath. And we release back down. 1, 2, and we send our hips high. Hold for a breath. Pushing those hips up to the sky, grounding through our shoulder blades, which are rolled back and down the spine. We release back down. 1, 2, and we send those hips high and we hold. Sending those hips, drive them up to the sky. And release. We're going to do it one more time. Grounding through those hips. Grounding through those feet. Send the hips high. We squeeze, we hold, we're working those glutes, the hamstrings. Creating strength and stabilization here. Driving those hips up towards the sky. And we release back down. Wonderful. Let's bring knees to chest. We're going to get a few rocks forward and back. And we're going to rock ourselves all the way up, either sweeping our feet around or rolling over our feet. We meet in a tabletop position. We're going to get right into our cat-cow. We've got wrists stacked under shoulders, knees stacked under hips. On an inhale, we drop our stomach, eyes go to the sky. Exhale, we curl everything up, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the stomach, eyes go to the sky, rolling those shoulders back and down the spine. Exhale to curl, bringing that tailbone towards our face. Inhale, drop the stomach. Feel free to go at your own pace here. It's your natural breath. Feel free to throw in some extra movement if you want to get into those hips. Maybe it's a little bit lateral rocking. Maybe we turn our wrists around, get a little bit more of a forearm stretch. We get into that neck, shaking our neck, yes and no. Good. We reset in tabletop, finding that neutral spine. And we're going to sit ourselves back on our heels, rising up to a proud chest. We're in our full kneeling position here. Nice and tall chest. We have our hands, our shoulders are back and down the spine. We're in here tight. And we're going to rock, getting our hips outside of our feet. We're working to stretch that IT band on the outside of those thighs. It's often neglected in workout. They get really tight. Be able to stretch those is really important. They contribute to a lot of knee pain. If they're stretched strong and loose, you'll feel much more comfortable. Just rocking back and forth. That chest is proud. Shoulders are squeezed back. We're not hunched over. Sitting back on those heels. Good. As we find stillness, sitting back, we're going to reach our right arm back to grab that heel. We're going to send our hips high. Left arm reaches back. Head could fall into a half camel. And we're going to get right into a dancing camel. It's dynamic. We come back down. Left arm, hand to left heel. Right arm sweeps high. Hips extend. Good. Sweep it back. Other side now. We're going back and forth into our dancing camel. Feel free to move at your own pace here. I'll tell you when to switch. If you want to hold the stretch longer, feel free. If you think it's better for your body to move a little quicker, you know better than I do. Let's do one more each side. And we come back down on our heels. Good. Now from here, we come down to our tabletop and we step our feet back into a high plank. All right, we're going to do a few push-ups with knee drives. So if you need to do knee push-ups, that's totally fine. But after the push-up, we're always going to meet in that high plank. All right? So we're going to come down, lower ourselves down to that push-up. We drive back up. We knee drive. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow. High plank. We do a push-up, lower ourselves down, rise back up. Right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. We're gonna do it 3 more times. We lower ourselves down, rise up, high plank. Right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. Good. Again, lower ourselves down, push up, high plank. Right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. We got 1 more time here. Lower ourselves down, push up, right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. Now we're gonna hit an 8-point chaturanga to get to our down dog. We drop our knees, flip our toes, lead with our chin to our chest. Rising baby cobra. Elbows are tight, pelvis is on the floor. Release back down, flip those toes, send the hips high and back to our downward facing dog. Good, we hold here for a few breaths. Feel free to walk out the back of those legs, pushing those heels towards the floor. Good. As we find stillness in our down dog, we're going to drop our knees to a hover off the mat to our bear pose. We send ourselves forward to our high plank. And we go high to low and back to high. We send our hips high and back, downward facing dog. We're going to go through it a few times. Feel free to go at your own pace. Drop those knee to bear. Send yourself forward to high plank. High to low, low to high. Hips high and back, downward facing dog. Again, knees to hover, forward to high plank, high to low, low to high. Hips go high and back. Good. 1 more time. We go knees to a hover bear pose. Send them forward, high plank, high to low, low to high. Hips high and back, downward facing dog. Good. We're going to send our right leg high, 3-legged dog. We drive right knee to right elbow, back up. Right knee to left elbow, back up. Right knee to middle, plant that foot in between our hands. I go this way. Plant that foot in between our hands. We drop the back knee, flip the back toes. We lift our chest nice and proud. Whew. We're going to pivot this left leg so the knee faces the wide side of the mat. Right toes still facing the short side of the mat. We're in a lateral half kneeling position here. We're just going to sink our hips towards that up knee. Rise back up. We'll do it a few times here. Sink those hips, stretch those hips. Rise back up. When we sink our hips, we want to make sure that knee isn't collapsing in. All right? We want to be driving it out over those last 3 toes. A few more times here. Get low. Sink those hips down. Two more times here. Breathing through it. Find that natural rhythm. Good. We're nice and proud. We're going to flip that left knee so it's facing forward once again. Hands come down each side of that front foot. Flip our back toes, lift our back knee. Plant the hands, step back to our high plank or our downward facing dog. Good. Hold it there for a few breaths. Now we're going to lift that left leg high, 3-legged dog. Hit the other side now. Left knee to left elbow. Send it back across the body. Left knee, right elbow. Send it back. Left knee to nose and plant that foot in between the hands. Good. We drop our back knee, flip our back toes, lift our chest nice and proud. Now we'll take that right knee, turn it to face the broad side of the mat. Left toes are still facing short side. Nice and proud, hands to hips. We sink our hips towards the up knee. Good. Few times here. Again, going at your own pace. Each time trying to get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Really trying to get those hips going. Increasing that range of motion. Not allowing the up knee to collapse inside. We want to be driving it out over those last 3 toes. Three more times. 2 more. And the last one. Sink those hips down, send them up. Turn that right leg once again so it's facing our up knee. We plant those hands, lift the back knee, step that front foot back to meet it into our downward facing dog. Hold here for a few breaths. We're grounded, trying to press those heels to the floor. Our arms are locked out. Our weight is through our index finger. That takes a little pressure off our wrists. Our shoulders are back and down, opening up that upper back. And our gaze is through our upper thighs. Now from here, we're going to step or hop our feet forward into our forward fold. We can hang out here for a few breaths, shaking everything out. Getting those shoulders loose, our wrists, our neck. All right, on the next exhale, we release everything down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep those arms up high, palms together to heart, and we meet in Tadasana. Now in our Tadasana, we're balanced on the 4 corners of our feet. We want the mounds of our big toes touching, a little space in between the heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes and remain balanced. We're going to engage our quads, releasing our hamstrings and our glutes. We engage an inch below our navel, keeping those ribs knit tight, not allowing them to flare open. We roll our shoulders back and down the spine, palms face forward, creating that space through our collarbones so the energy from our heart can rise up through the crown of our head. We hold Tadasana for a few breaths. This is mountain pose. This is home base. We're strong here. Wonderful. We're going to get right into a Sunny. We're at the top of our mats. On an inhale, sweep those arms up high. Exhale, fold down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant those hands, step back, high plank. Into our chaturanga. If you have your own practice, you know your chaturanga, feel free to do it. If you don't know, we'll be doing the 8-point pose. We're going to drop our knees, flip our toes, lead chin to chest. Rise, baby cobra. Release back down, flip our toes, send the hips high and back. Downward facing dog. We step or hop those feet forward into our forward fold. Exhaling to release everything down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep those arms up high, palms together to heart, and we meet in Tadasana. Wonderful. All right, grab a water if you need it. We're going to get into our next portion, all standing. We've worked our way from the ground up. We're going to hit some standing movements, holding our standing poses. All right. We'll begin. We're going to drive our right knee high. Left arm reaches in front, right arm reaches behind. We twist. As we bring our arms back down, we're going to reach our right leg back, hinging at the hips. Arms are back by our side, airplane pose. Our right toes are pointed straight down at the floor. We sweep that knee back high, left arm in front, right arm behind. We twist towards the up leg. We release our twist, hinge at the hips, right leg goes back, airplane. We're going to do this a few times, driving that knee, twisting towards the up knee. Releasing that twist, right leg goes back to our airplane. A few more times, drive up to twist. Release to airplane. 2 more times here. Drive that knee, twist. Release to airplane. Last one, drive that knee to twist. Release to airplane, good. We allow right foot to fall back to the mat. We set our feet for warrior one. Right toes point at the top right corner of our mat. We lift onto the ball of our back foot and we correct our hips to square them off. We want to drive that right heel back down to the floor. It's not warrior one if that heel isn't on the floor. We bring our hands to heart. We bend into our front knee. We send our hands to the sky. And we hold our warrior one. Wonderful. Hold here for a few breaths. I'm going to give a few notes. In warrior one, we want to make sure that front knee is driving out over those last 3 toes. We don't want to be collapsing in. Nice and strong here. We want to be engaging our core, not allowing ourselves to flail open, but staying nice and strong. Shoulders are stacked over our hips. When our arms are up high, we're rolling those shoulders back and down the spine to create space. And we're rotating our shoulders so our pinkies are trying to go towards each other. Just like this. Strong. Wonderful. We'll go ahead and straighten into that front leg. Hands can come to heart. We're going to set our toes so the right toes are now facing straight ahead. We're going to get into a few split squats. So from this straight leg position, our arms go high to the sky. We're going to split squat. So as we bend both our knees, squatting straight down, we goalpost our arms. We drive back up. Split squat down, goalpost, and drive. Split squat to goalpost. Split squat to goalpost. You can go at your own pace. I'll tell you when to switch. A few more times here. 2 more. Last one, we hold low. We bring our arms down. We shift our weight onto that front leg. As we lift off with that front leg, right leg goes high into our airplane once again. Toes are pointed down at the floor. Hip is closed off. We bring our hands to heart. We reach them straight out in front into our warrior three. We hold here for a few breaths. I'm going to give a few notes here. Our shoulders, once again, are rolled back and down the spine to create space. We're rotating so our pinkies and our palms are looking for the sky. Good. Feel free to use some blocks here if you need them for extra support. If you fall out of this, it's fine. It's all part of the game. Now from here, arms come back down. We drive our knee high. We open the gate, hinge at the hip, and rotate all the way around. Again, drive that knee. Open the gate, drive it all the way around. Again, open the hip, drive the knee, open the hip. We plant sole of foot to inner thigh. Hands come to heart. And we send them to the sky into Vrikshasana or tree pose. Hold for a few breaths. I know it's getting sore on that left ankle. We're building that balance, those stabilizers. Roll those shoulders back and down the spine. Engaging our core. Good. We'll go ahead and release that foot back down. Hands come to heart. Down to our sides. We meet in Tadasana. Wonderful. I'm going to hit it from the other side now. From our Tadasana, we're going to drive our left knee high this time. We're going to twist towards that up knee. We release our twist, send it back, airplane. Good. Drive that knee high, twist to the up knee. I'll release and send it back to airplane. Drive that knee high, twist to up knee. Release and send it back. 2 more times here. Drive that knee, twist to up leg. Send it back to airplane. Last time, drive that knee, twist to up leg. Send it back to airplane. We let left leg bring us down. Good. We point left toes to top left corner of our mat. Warrior 1 feet. We lift under the ball of that left foot. Self-correct to square the hips. We plant our heel. As we bend into that front knee, we bring our hands to heart. And we lift our hands to the sky, right into Warrior 1. We hold here for a few breaths. Again, not letting that knee collapse in, driving it out. Shoulders are rolled back and down the spine. Straight into that front leg, hands come down. Left toes facing forward. Legs are straight, we send those arms to the sky. And we split squat, goalpost the arms, drive back up. Split squat, goalpost, and drive. Again, go at your own pace. I'll tell you when to switch. We're not allowing that knee to rest on the floor. It's simply a tap and drive. 2 more. Last one. When we come down and we hold. Bring those arms down. We shift our weight onto that front leg and we lift off that left. Arms by our sides, we're an airplane. Bring our hands to heart, and we extend them straight out in front of us, Warrior 3. Our left toes are pointed straight at the ground, our hip is closed. Our shoulders are rolled back and down the spine to create space. We hold for a few breaths. Arms can come down. We're going to sweep left knee high. We're going to open the hip, hinge to airplane. Again, left knee goes high. Open the hip, hinge to airplane. Last time, drive that knee. Open the hip. It connects sole of left foot to inner thigh. Hands go to heart. And we send them to the sky, into our tree pose. Again, our core is engaged and our shoulders are rolled back and down the spine. If you fall out of it, it's fine. We reset. It's all part of the game. Good, we bring that leg back down. Arms can come down. We meet in Tadasana. All right, we're in Tadasana at the top of our mat. Gonna get into another Sunny. On an inhale, we sweep our arms up high. Exhale, fold to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We plant our hands, step back, high plank. Into our chaturanga. If you're following the 8-point, we drop our knees, flip our toes, lead chin to chest. Rise, baby cobra. Release back down, send those hips high and back. Downward facing dog. We step or hop those feet forward into our forward fold. Exhale to release everything down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep those arms up high. Palms together to heart. And we meet in Tadasana. Hold here for a few breaths. Grab a water if you need it. So we're going to get right into the next section. All right. We're going to start by toe heeling our feet just a little bit wider, about hips width. Our toes can be slightly angled out. We're going to place our hands back behind our head, interlocking the fingers. And we are going to squat to good morning. So we're going to squat ourselves nice and low. Rise back up. In good morning, we hinge at the hips. You can have a slight bend in those knees, coming down to where we feel that stretch in our hamstrings. And we rise back up. Squat ourselves low. Rise back up. And we hinge at the hips. We're keeping our shoulders tight to our back, hugging our spine. Our elbows are driving backwards. We're not allowing ourselves to curl. And we rise back up. We squat down to rise to good morning. Feel free to go at your own pace here. We're going to do a few reps, and I'll tell you when to switch. A few more times here. One more time through. Hands can come down. Reset the feet. We meet in Tadasana. From our Tadasana, we're going to get into our Utkatasana or chair pose. So we're going to sink our hips down, sweep those arms high into our chair pose. We want a straight line from our tailbone up through our arms. We don't want to be curled, and we don't want to be arching. Find that neutral pelvis. Get those arms high. Roll the shoulders back and down the spine. If you're feeling confident, let's rise up onto our balls of our feet. Add a little heel lift. We're holding here. We can release those heels. Arms can come down. We're going to lift our left leg, open it up, step back. Toes are pointed to the side. We have a slight angle, so they're not exactly parallel with the back of the mat. Slight angle forward. We're going to do a few Cossack squats. So we're going to squat down on that left leg. Drive back up. Squat down to drive. Squat to drive. We're going to do it a few times here. Two more. Last one, and on this last one, when we drive up, that right toe is pointed straight ahead. We bend into that front knee, driving it out over those last three toes, not collapsing in. Our shoulders are stacked over our hips, our hands are at heart. We extend right arm in front, left arm behind, into our warrior two. You should be able to look down and see your big toe. Our gaze is out over right middle fingers. We roll our shoulders back and down the spine and drop our palms. Wonderful. We hold here for a few breaths. We flip front palm, And we allow left arm to bring us down that back leg into reverse warrior. We want to be opening our heart to the sky. We're not collapsing over ourselves. We open up. Keeping that knee and that bend in that front knee. We're not straightening out of it. Good. And we allow right arm to bring us down. Left arm goes to the sky. You can gently rest against that thigh. Don't be putting all your weight on it. And we're hitting our side angle. Left arm goes high. Left rib stacked over right. Again, we're not folding in on ourselves. We're trying to rotate to open our chest to the sky. Keeping that bend in that front knee. Left arm brings us back up right into warrior two. Good. Now we straighten into that front leg. Hands come to heart. We're going to turn left toes to face forward. We're in our high crescent lunge. We're going to bend into that front knee. And we're going to lift our heel, holding isometric, engaging our calf. It's going to burn. We're strong here. We want left hips pulling forward this way. Right hips are pulling backwards, squaring off those hips. Wonderful. We can release right heel, straighten into that leg. We step left forward to meet right. And we meet in Tadasana. I'm going to turn so you guys can see the other side. You guys don't need to turn. We're in our Tadasana. We got to go through it again to hit the other side. We're going to hit chair pose, Utkatasana. We squat low, sweep arms high. Good. If you're feeling it, let's rise to the balls of those feet. Lift the heels. Strong. Hold for a few breaths here. Release those heels, arms can come down. We lift right leg this time. Big, open the hips, step back. Good, those toes slightly angled once again. We're gonna hit our Cossack squats onto the right leg this time. So we're gonna squat ourselves low, rise up, squat down, and rise. Feel free to go at your own pace here. Few more times. 2 more. And last one, when we drive forward, left toes are facing forward, rise up, bend into that front knee. Driving out over the last 3 toes, not collapsing in. Hands to heart, shoulders stacked over hips. Left arm reaches in front, right arm reaches behind. Welcome to warrior two. Roll those shoulders back and down the spine. Drop the palms, gazes out over left middle finger. And we hold. We flip left palm, right arm brings us down that back leg, left arm to the sky. Keeping that bend in that front knee, reverse warrior. We want to open that heart up to the sky. Left arm can bring us down, right arm goes to the sky into that side angle. Gently resting against that thigh if you need to. And rotating that chest to the sky, right rib stacked on top of left. Right arm brings us back up into that warrior two. We straighten into that front leg, hands come to heart. We turn right toes to face left into that high crescent lunge. We bend into that front knee. We lift left heel. We're nice and tall on that crescent lunge, engaging our calf in isometric hold. Again, working those stabilizers in the ankle and the knee.
This gives you more functionality and balance and movement laterally or forward and back. Hips are pulling. Right is forward, left is pulling back, squaring them off. We release left heel, straighten those legs, step right foot to meet left, and we meet in Tadasana. We're gonna go ahead and be ready to begin our cool down. If you'd like another sip of water, feel free to grab it, towel off, whatever you need. And we're gonna get right into our cool down. So starting at the top of our mat, we're gonna hit a sun A to our down dog. On an inhale, sweep those arms up high. Exhale, fold down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant those hands, step back, high plank, into our chaturanga. If you're following the 8-point, we drop our knees, flip our toes, lead chin to chest. Rise, baby cobra. Release back down, flip those toes, send the hips high and back, downward facing dog. Now from our down dog, we're gonna bend our knees to a hover bear pose, and we'll plant our knees, getting right into our tabletop. Wrists stacked under shoulders, knees stacked under hips, and we cat-cow. On an inhale, drop our stomach, eyes go to the sky. Exhale, curl everything up, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the stomach. And exhale to curl. Feel free to go at your own pace. We're down regulating now. Give yourself some time here. Get your heart rate down. Find that natural rhythm of your breath if you lost it. You can throw in some extra movements, get into those hips a bit more, get into the shoulders, or shake out the neck. Good. We find that neutral spine. We're going to go ahead and come down into a prone position. So you're going to come right down onto your stomach. Forehead can rest against the mat. We're going to bring our elbows in tight towards our ribs. Palms on the floor. We're going to lift through our shoulders, lifting our chest off the mat. Rolling those shoulders back and down the spine, we hold in our Sphinx pose. We're grounded through the tops of our feet. Our legs are strong and our pelvis is down. Good. We can release back down. We're going to do it another time. Take a breath. Exhale to rise. And we release back down. Good. From our forehead resting, we extend our arms straight out in front. At the beginning of class, we scap squeezed from a supine position. Now we'll do it from a prone position. We're going to lift our head off the mat, looking straight down at the floor. We lift our arms up to a hover, and we squeeze, starting with our shoulder blades and driving our elbows back. We reach long, keeping that hover. Squeeze back, driving the elbows. And reach the arms long. We're going to do it a few times here. Squeezing back. And reaching long. 2 more times. We squeeze back. And we reach long. Last time we squeeze to reach. Good. Head can come down, arms come down. We're going to bring those arms down by our sides. We're going to do a few locust pose. On an inhale, we're going to lift our legs, our chest, our head off the floor. Reaching those arms back towards our legs into a locust pose. Exhale to release back down. Inhale to rise. And exhale to release. 2 more times here. We inhale to rise. And we exhale to release. Last time, inhale to rise. And exhale to release back down. Good. We're gonna go ahead and flip ourselves over into our supine position. We're almost to Shavasana. Bear with me here. We're almost there. Legs are long. We're gonna bring our knees up towards our chest and we're gonna rock. You can rock gently side to side. Maybe you mix in a little forward and back. Nice and easy. Good. We come down, knees are bent, plant the soles of the feet on the floor. Arms are down by our sides. We're gonna lift our head and shoulders off the floor, and we're gonna do a few alternating heel taps. Reaching for those heels, giving them a tap, engaging that core, bending through the side body, trying to exaggerate it as we reach. Good. A few more times here. Good. 2 more. We release back down. Head comes down, shoulders come down, arms down. Legs extend long. It is time for our Shavasana. We're laying flat, our shoulders are rolled back and down the spine, arms are down by our side, palms facing the ceiling. We're gonna take about 6 minutes for our Shavasana, so we're gonna go ahead and close our eyes. The music's gonna turn up a little bit, the lights get dim. We're down regulating, we're slowing down our heart, we're extending our inhales and exhales. Working to find that natural rhythm of our breath and then making them just a little bit longer. We allow the emotions from class to wash away. We acknowledge the thoughts and emotions we have. We say thank you and we let them pass. I will let you know when it is time for all of us to come back together.
we begin to come back together, we'll start by bringing some small movements back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes, pulling out the ankles and the wrists. When you're ready, you can roll over onto your favorite side, allowing your third eye to rest against the mat. And finally, we can all meet in a comfortable seated position. We bring our hands to our heart. The warrior in me recognizes and appreciates the warrior in each and every one of you. We bring our thumbs to our third eye. We bow and say, Namaste. All right, thanks everybody for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Let's make yoga primal again.